15 psychological tricks that will blow your mind. Want to learn some easy psychology tricks? These tricks will help you in many areas, including communication, first impressions, the ability to get ahead, gaining attraction, admiration, and much more. Each one of these tricks takes seconds to perform, so as long as you can remember them, you're good to go. We've put together this awesome compilation of 15 psychological tricks and tips that'll work on anyone you meet in everyday life. Isn't that pretty cool? The best part of this is that you can immediately start testing them out for yourself. Here are 15 psychology tricks that will blow your mind. But before we start, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 15. Conversation conditioning. I'm not sure how much this trick is used compared to many other simple tricks from this list. However, it might be fun to try. When having a one-on-one conversation with someone, choose a word that they will say several times. Then, as they say the word, give them a positive affirmation. A smile, a nod of the head, whatever it is. As long as they recognize your action as positive, they will start using the word all the time. The effectiveness of this trick usually depends on how much interest the person has in you. 14. Cleaning the path. Chances are you're often in crowded places, which can be immense boredom for many people, including me. Sometimes people don't walk at the same pace, they stand still, or there are just so many people you can't move. Here's a pretty obvious yet effective trick to make your journey easier. Just look in the direction you want to go. That's it. Do not look at the people around you, the environment, the phone, or friends. Just look where you are going, and people will do their best to get out of your way. The reason is that people will usually look you in the eye, and if they can see what your vision is about, they will better understand your mission and move naturally. 13. Decreasing the risk of conflict. If you are at a group gathering or meeting and you think that someone is likely to become aggressive towards you, sit next to them. It is very easy to show anger towards someone when that person is sitting on the other side of the table, but sitting next to that person makes things harder and more unpleasant. 12. Rock, paper, scissors. You may be playing this when betting or selecting a specific person for an awkward task. Maybe not. But if you do, here's a little psychological trick that will help you every time, probably. Ask another person a question just before playing the game. Immediately after asking the question, start chanting rock, paper, scissors. He will most likely choose scissors. 11. Shoot for the stars. When you want something from someone, whether it's a certain amount of money for the item you're selling or if you want your kids to eat more vegetables, aim ridiculously high. Start by proposing an amount that is much larger than the amount you want. When a person says no, what should he say? If you have given a high enough number, then you can ask for the actual amount. The other person will feel bad because they have already said no and will probably accept your offer this time. 10. Being memorable. This little psychological trick can be handy if you are trying to stand out and give people a clear memory of yourself or the time spent with them. It is said that people most clearly remember the beginning and the end of something. However, the environment is a place where things can get a little blurry. What does this mean? Well, if you're setting up a time for an interview, try to be interviewed first or last. If you go to a meeting, try to choose the beginning or end of the day. And while you're on a date, make sure you leave a strong impression for the start and end of the date. 9. A mirror of trust. If you want to build people's trust faster, this can be an effective way to do it. When you start talking to them, try to mirror their body language. Don't do this in an incredibly obvious way because it will probably put them off more than anything else. However, the subtle mirroring of people's body language subconsciously makes them think you are in sync, which works very well for building trust. 8. Learning during teaching. Many people do not understand this, but people learn best when they teach others. This means that if you continue the learning process a step further and teach someone else after studying and practicing the information, you will also benefit significantly. The 3 steps of knowledge are research and learning, practice, teaching. And that makes a lot of sense. Think about that. To teach someone else, you need to have all the information at hand. You will also need to organize and present it appropriately for the individual, which requires more knowledge. 7. Adrenaline rush. This is one of the simple tricks in psychology you've probably heard of. If you're on a date and choose an activity that involves a rush of adrenaline, this will help stimulate the excitement in the brain and make the other person believe that they are really enjoying the time spent with you. 6. Warm hands. When you shake hands with someone for the first time, make sure you have warm hands. Warm hands mean just that, a warm approach and introduction. It makes you far more impressive and attractive to another person, no matter who they are. Cold hands symbolize a cold and bad introduction. 5. Eye color. Everyone knows that eye contact is essential in talking to someone and trying to make an impression. However, many people find it difficult to maintain eye contact. The fact is that most people are very uncomfortable with eye contact, not necessarily while listening, but when talking to another person. So when talking to someone else, try to notice the exact color of their eyes. This way, you will make the right amount of eye contact. 4. Smiling admirers. When a group of people starts laughing with each other, each individual will look at the person they feel closest to. This is a pretty good way to see who enjoys whose company, mostly at your office, or within your group of friends. 3. Eliminate haters. If you think someone doesn't like you, try asking them for a really small favor, like borrowing a pen. If they don't like you, they will, of course, be inclined to reject your request. However, asking to borrow a pen is such a small favor that it is incredibly difficult to say no to someone. After accepting your request for a small favor, they will eventually conclude that you are not that bad after all. 2. A great listener. Whenever your friend makes a statement, paraphrase it and repeat. So they will think that you are paying a lot of attention and listening carefully to what they have to say. Don't do this all the time because that would not work out well for you. 1. Father's advice. If you are saying something to someone or a group of people and you do not want them to doubt your judgment, mention that your father gave you this advice. It is much more likely that people will believe the father figure's advice at first glance. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos about self-improvement, psychology, and much more. Till next time, stay aware.